Hey guys, Dr. Noah, Dr. Mike, Dr. Wanda Lee. We're here to help all of you today with some tips and ideas on how to move more because let's face it, most of us are at home more than we've been in a very, very long time. And I just got off the phone with my sister 5 minutes ago, and she's terribly upset about her lack of exercise during these times. So we thought we'd come on and share some thoughts on what you can do to keep your body moving. Listen, we're still allowed to go outside, right? We could still walk the dog. We could still exercise at home. There's a multitude of videos that you can watch, and we'll get into that today. So, Wanda Lee, what are some of your initial thoughts?
Well, what we've been doing, I can say, is a lot of yoga. So anybody who's listened to us before knows that that's one of my favorite ways to stay mobile and flexible and strong. And I know we're here in Nova Scotia, Canada, and our local gyms and yoga studios are all closed because of what's happening right now. So what they've done to try to support their staff and their clients is moved online. So my local yoga studio is teaching a schedule of events online. I have the schedule. You can do it live with them, which kind of feels like you're connecting with people, which is great for your mental health at the same time because you are live together. You could also do it for like the 24 hours following. They have a GoFundMe page set up so we can send money into the teachers. It all goes to them. And I just thought that was a really creative way of helping us and help somebody else at the same time.
Yeah, are you, Mike? I'm experiencing the same thing in my life. My wife's studio is doing online classes. Some of the teachers are doing online classes, and they're getting paid through Venmo in some kind of unique ways. Another friend of mine who's a yoga instructor is doing free videos online on YouTube. And in fact, I took an hour yin yoga class this morning that was recorded, I think, on March 20th. So I, like Wanda Lee, have been doing the same thing, and so is my wife. You, Mike?
No, I've been doing a little different. I'm part of Rob Wolf's, and he'll be on the podcast again in May. But part of his what is it? Rebellion Nation.
Healthy Rebellion.
Healthy Rebellion. And right now we're in the middle of a 14-day, I think it is, where you go through the articulation, shoulder and hip, and really work on them. So it's individual. It's an instructor, same thing online. But I find that extremely helpful in this time in doing a practice of some type. So and also continue. It's not moving, but it is being present, which I think is really important, and doing the Ziva yoga technique twice a day, meditation technique twice a day. So
yeah,
that's.
And I know that I meditate, and I know that you do, Wanda Lee, as well. And we both avid walkers as well, right? I mean, we're all walking as much as we normally walk. Is that a safe assumption, or maybe even a little bit more?
I think probably a little bit more. Certainly
More.
dogs everywhere are happy. They are probably sick of all the walks at this point. Currently where I am, they've closed a lot of the public trails and beaches, but you can walk your neighborhood, you can practice safe distancing as long as, you're outside. And I think the added bonus of that fresh air is, again, really good for your mental health. My take on it is to try to get as much of a routine as you can. Like prior to these life changes, there were certain times a week that I did yoga and certain times a week that I walk and certain times a week that I do whatever. That got a little disruptive in the transition, but I think this week I'm going to really focus on getting that regular routine back in place for moving.
Yeah, I highly recommend routines as well. I've always had some challenges with sleep, and I can't fully explain why, but I'm sleeping better right now in these last 2 weeks than I've had in a long time, and I'm stupefied by it. But I think it's because I'm putting more of an importance on it, and I'm going to bed as early as I possibly can, and I'm sleeping well. So that's important too. I can't agree with you more about routines. I have another set of home exercises that I do that I want to share. Or anybody else here have some other than yoga or these articular motions with Rob Wolf? Anything else that you guys do on a regular basis at home to exercise? Because I do, and I'll share that in a minute if you guys don't have anything else.
You go first.
All right. So, Mike and I, we've talked about this before. Mike and I are also took the Primal certification coaching with Mark Sisson, who is an incredibly fit and healthy human being. And there's 4 primal movements that they suggest that you work towards and that you can do at home. And actually, they have a ton of videos. I was actually looking at some videos on some one-legged push-ups and different types of push-ups, but it's Primal Blueprint. They have tons and tons of videos, but the 4 primal movements are push-ups, pull-ups, squats, and a plank. Now, everybody may not have a pull-up bar. I do. I'm so glad that I installed one about 2 years ago on one of the beams of my house in my basement. But everybody can do planks, everybody could do squats, and everybody could do push-ups. And the baseline of those 4 would be a 2-minute plank, 50 air squats, 12 pull-ups, and 50 push-ups. And I do this usually on a Monday morning and a Friday morning. I do that sequence. So that is something extra that I've been doing for a long time that I'm continuing in some of this more stay-at-home times.
I might just comment on that a little bit, and because we've been encouraging our patients to do similar things that you can do at home like that. Work on core, work on posture, work on stability. If you're new to doing planks, you don't have to do it quite as long. Or if you're new to doing push-ups, probably 50 is out of reach. But it's not an all or none game. So start where you are, do what you can, focus on doing them properly rather than how many you've done. And with planks, easily start on your knees, start on your elbows, whatever it takes to just get started. You don't have to go to 100 miles an hour on the first day. Just start with slow.
Yeah, full disclosure, I still can't do 50 push-ups in one setting. I could get up to about 42. I do much more than that at times, but I can't do 50. So I'm still working towards it as well. But I've mastered the squats, pull-ups, and planks for sure. And you're right, like straight arm planks are easier than on the elbows. On the knees are a little bit even easier. Pull-ups can be tough for people. Start out with 3 or 4. They're pretty aggressive. Squats, most people's legs are pretty strong. But again, form is really important with squats too, because if you're not doing them properly, you can definitely hurt yourself doing them as well, easily.
The technique part is the most important. You can really hurt yourself very easy if you're not careful in your technique. What I did want to direct people to is our blog, beyondyourwildestgenes.com/blog, because today's lead is 8 creative ways to move more when you're stuck at home. And some of the things that this author, who is Rosalind Frazier, some of the things she recommends is dance it out. So get your favorite playlist, take a squat break, strike a yoga pose, walk this way, get creative with furniture. Some really good tips in being at home and utilizing your space, which I think is brilliant. And the funny thing is we didn't plan for the blog to mirror what we were doing today, which is very funny. Just the universe coming together. Some of the exercises that I do at home, I do have a resistance band set up in the garage, so I'll do resistance bands. I've continued to do box jumps over the years, probably the last 4 years, and it's usually similar to Noah. It's a Monday and a Thursday, or a Tuesday and a Saturday, giving my body enough time to recover, which is really important. But what I found is true with what Wanda Lee said, that we're actually doing more walking now than normal. And you guys know from all of our podcasts and all of these yard streams that I do a lot of walking, and that is my main form of exercising today. So I think Monday night I did 20,000 steps, 10 miles. So I find that it is very easy with a new dog who loves to walk. We can walk. The dog is probably the meme on Facebook and on social media. The dog's getting walked 6 times a day. So it's really important. You can still go outside. You can walk your neighborhood. So I think it's really important. But box jumps for me, planking, stuff really for the core, and a little bit of upper body stuff, but whole body stuff. That's it.
Great. Well, please share with us what you do at home, because the people that look at those comments will get more and more ideas for sure. Check out our blog. Check out people like we mentioned, Rob Wolf, Mark Sisson. These people have a lot of fantastic videos on what you can do at home and be awesome and never unawesome.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.